Now, as you all know, Fani Willis is currently trying to clean up the streets with the RICO. Certain people in the black community aren't very happy with that. So we're going to dive into that. A user on Instagram says the fact that she's acting like she's proud of this is all she's done. Go after hip hop artists. I haven't heard of any other arrest she's been a part of. Everybody's that skin folk ain't kinfolk. Now, it's interesting that the people doing the killing are not considered non-kinfolk. They're still kinfolk. They're murdering black people, rapping about it, acting like it's an accomplishment. They're still kinfolk. They're still cool. Keep this in mind, if this user is still cool with them. But she is not kinfolk because she wants the black people who are encouraging your children to kill other black people. She wants those people off the street. Why? For literally killing black people. But the black community is so hypnotized by the music industry that we will take the side of a rapper who couldn't give a shit about the community, who poisons the community. We'll take their side over a district attorney that is trying to clean up the community. I can't wrap my mind around the foolishness of this. And the fact that she's acting like she's proud of this. Yes, I would be proud too if I was removing a bunch of rappers who were telling your children to sell drugs and to kill the black folk. I would be very proud if I was the one putting them behind bars. I'd be very proud. That's called having some fucking balls and going to war for your community. Something that most black people apparently couldn't care to do. Most people in the community seem pretty content with the current status quo. I can't wrap my mind around it. Every year I hear Black Lives Matter, which is something I definitely agree with. I agree with the sentiment Black Lives Matter, but they always gotta matter. It can't be when you decide. Let's move on to the next tweet. But Trump is walking around free as a bird. Oh, the next Instagram comment, excuse me. But Trump is walking around free as a bird and his little friends too. You'd be surprised and happy to know that Trump is currently being investigated and indicted by Fani Willis. She is investigating Trump and all his buddies because of their attempt to interfere with the election on January 6th. Now, do I think Trump has something personal to do with that? Me personally? No, not really. I think Trump's going to get away with this just fine. It's all just performative politics, but for you all who don't pay attention enough to know that that's just performative politics, I'm sure you'd be happy to know that Fani Willis is also going after Trump. Now, you guys don't mind that, do you? I'm sure you'd be happy to know that she's going after Trump right now. See how the nuance of life escapes some of us? Where you are so caught up and so hurt because your favorite rapper is going to have to pay for the consequences of their own actions, that you immediately take your mind to Trump. Well, wouldn't you be happy to know that she's also going after Trump? It would seem like for the first time in a long time, a high-profile individual that's punishing people is keeping the same energy. Hopefully y'all keep that in mind and actually pay attention to Fani Willis and research as to what she's doing. This isn't just some chick who's trying to destroy black people. And how could she even, if I was a DA who wanted to be an arm of white supremacy, who wanted to be a soldier of the white man, a soldier of white supremacy, I would literally never touch Young Thug a day in my life. I would let Young Thug continue to promote death and destruction and drug use and drug dealing to the black youth so I can watch black children slaughter one another from a distance and smile. Yeah. Why get my hands dirty? And why remove my soldiers from the field? If I dislike black people so much, people like Young Thug and others are an asset to me. Why get rid of them? Why get rid of the YFN Lucci's? Dumb niggas like him that hop in the whip and shoot at the fucking ops while he's still a rapper on probation. Why should I get rid of people like him when he can basically through his actions teach your children to do the same dumb shit? And when your kids do the same dumb shit as Lucci and Thug, guess where they end up? The new plantation. Prison. That's where they end up. So between y'all killing one another and the others in your community going to prison, right? And working incredibly low wages for me for the rest of their life. If I'm a white supremacist agent or a white supremacist myself, this is a W for me. Getting rid of these people who are posing in the community is actually very, very good for the community. So I don't know why you guys keep bringing up Trump. Don't worry about Trump. If the white folks want to bust into their Capitol building, and well, our Capitol building as citizens, but if they want to bust into the Capitol building and light it up and go crazy, let them. That's their business. Let the FBI and all of them folks handle that and do what they're going to do. We have our own issues we need to figure out. Stop worrying about Trump. She's handling him. Here's another comment. Go fight real crimes and stop targeting black rappers. Now, one thing that always perplexes me about the internet is a lot of y'all seem to have it in your hands, but you don't do very much searching around, right? You know, this is the first time in human history where millions upon millions, if not billions of pieces of information are just floating around the internet, and a sizable part of the population refuses to investigate any of that information or just read anything at all. If she was reading, if she was paying attention, she would know that the police literally have an extensive investigation conducted on Young Thug over the course of 7 years, which involves wiretap. They're investigating Young Thug for murder, attempted murder, drugs with the intent to distribute, illegal weapons, which I'm not really I don't really care too much about that. But they're investigating Young Thug over lives lost and lives that almost could have been lost because allegedly Young Thug either sent out the hits or participated himself. That is called a real crime. If you read the indictment and you went on Reddit and you looked up how many times is Young Thug mentioned in the YSL indictment, you would see a shit ton of pages of Young Thug implicating himself, or you would see a bunch of pages of the state saying, yeah, so this horrific crime where someone died, we think Young Thug had something to do with that. We believe Young Thug is threatening the people in this gang, telling them that he'll kill them all if they don't do what he says. We got reason to believe that Young Thug did this, did that. Young Thug is facing some serious time because he allegedly is involved in some dangerous shit that cost people their lives or almost cost them their lives. If you had actually read the indictment, this wouldn't be perplexing to you. You wouldn't be on Instagram saying shit like, all she really seems to do is target black rappers. Why would she go fight real crime? Your favorite rapper is committing real crime, dummy. But then again, being a multi-millionaire rapper and committing crime is pretty stupid. And not knowing about the 88-page indictment and still coming on the internet and saying go fight real crime and stop targeting rappers is also stupid. So maybe you're right at home. Maybe this kind of music is perfect for you because stupid seems to attract stupid. Spoon the World says they will get your own to bury you. # stay dangerous. Oppression tactics at its best. So apparently your own people running up on you and shooting you multiple times and putting you in a grave, an early grave. That's not your own people burying you. We're just going to overlook that one, right? Jesus fucking Christ. We're going to overlook niggas running up on black people and shooting them to death over trivial bullshit beef that has spiraled into something deadly. That's not burying your own people. They will get your own to bury you is what you posted. How is it that if Fani Willis left Young Thug on the streets and YF and Lucci on the streets to terrorize the community and to terrorize our city, that wouldn't be considered letting our own to bury us, giving our own the keys to bury us, would it? Literally speaking, it is, because they had the power to remove them from the streets and yet allow them to persist in the streets, all for the sole purpose of destroying the black community. But you don't perceive it that way because you don't mind your favorite rappers doing all of this dirt and killing folk, allegedly, as long as they keep putting out good music. Look, I love Go Crazy by Young Thug and Chris Brown. I can't really get into Gunna because Gunna's more of a mumble guy. Nothing wrong with it. Not gonna hate on it. I know y'all niggas will die about mumble rap, so I'm not even gonna do that. But it's just funny to me that oppression tactics involve saving black people from black people who promote death and destruction. Why is it that black people think that these rappers are just safe? This isn't Drake we're talking about. Drake is, we're talking about Young Thug and Gunna, who allegedly have had people shot and killed. This is not just some benign case. Stop acting like it is. Stop acting delusional. Y'all know the truth. The last comment, which is unbelievably stupid, I can't even believe I'm talking about this. Another user says, this feels very anti-black. So let me get this straight. And I just want to make sure I get this straight. Killing black people is not anti-black. Because if I recall correctly, these rappers don't got no song. Kill a cracker, shoot a cracker, rob a cracker, yeah, stab a cracker, go crazy with these crackers. I don't know one song where a mainstream rapper has put out a mainstream song talking about spinning the block on these crackers, rape a cracker bitch, shoot up the crackers, blow up the crackers' house. Yo, I've never heard a mainstream song of rappers talking about just violating the white community a day in my life. All they ever talk about doing is slaughtering yo black ass. In every song a black woman is a bitch, a hoe, all kind of disrespect. In every other song, a black man is basically just a bullet target. They gonna kill this nigga, then they kill that nigga. The nigga said, man, if I didn't like what Lucha was doing for his mom, I would have been killed him. What? That's not anti-black? Killing another black man over what? Well, a body had already dropped at that point, so it was bound for more bodies to drop. But still, damn. And then on top of that, for these niggas to allegedly really be involved in trying to kill one another, you got Lucci hopping in the whip, allegedly riding on the ops and trying to kill him. Then you got Young Thug allegedly telling niggas to kill Lucci in jail. Can I wrap my mind around this? Because how is that not anti-black? How is trying to kill other black people, then hopping in the studio and saying, I shot at his mommy, he no longer mentioned me? How is that not anti-black? How is participating in the attempted assassination of a black man simultaneously rapping about the attempted assassination of a black man? Rapping about killing black people in your music. Because I don't hear nothing about no cracker, I don't hear nothing about white people, I don't hear nothing about the Latinos, I don't hear you rapping about killing Asians. All rappers do is rap about destroying the black community, ever. So don't tell me this is anti-black. Don't tell me locking up black people whose sole purpose in life is destroying other people that look like them and teaching your children to do the same thing through the music. Don't tell me that Fani Willis is anti-black for removing them from the community, but it's not anti-black to slaughter your own race and to teach the next generation that the most masculine thing that they can do is cause chaos and disarray in their own community. I can't wrap my mind around this at all. At all. But it also goes to show that the community is not entirely in its right mind. There are some people in our community that are absolutely delusional. There's absolutely nothing you can tell them. They've got their minds made up. You can't convince them of jack shit. And honest to God, I firmly just have no faith in them. This is a video for the community, not talking to other races with this video. So this is not one of those Candace Owens, Brandon Tatum videos. Look how stupid black people are. But I do want people in the community to understand, bro, we can't take everybody, like, y'all got to start making peace with that. Some people just don't believe in reality, and that's just all there is to it.